Guys, back again. I forgot there's a couple more slides I wanted to go over. So looking at energy of emitted photons. So we just looked at energy equals Planck's constant times the frequency, and we talked about what a photon is. So now we're going to be looking at the energy of an emitted photon. So basically it's the difference in energy between two states. So you notice there's an excited level and a ground level, and things can happen to move things from one level to another. So energy emitted by the electron as it leaps from a higher to a lower energy level is proportional to the frequency of the light wave. Okay, so as that energy is changing, the frequency is also going to be changing. Okay, so electrons can jump from energy level to energy level, as we know. And I told you as they're jumping, they need to gain a certain amount of energy, which is called their quantum of energy, so that they can release or absorb photons so that they can move from those different levels. So electrons absorb or emit light when they jump from one energy level to another. Okay? The energy levels can be thought of like the rungs of a ladder, but they're not equally spaced. Okay, so notice it takes a lot more to jump from level 1 to level 2 than it takes to jump from level 2 to level 3. So they're jumping from different levels, but it takes different amounts of energy to go from one level to the next. And you kind of went over this in the POGIL that we did as well, how there's different levels of N, and N6 might represent an outer level while N1 is the inner level. And electrons can gain and lose energy to go different directions. Notice here, we talked about how in order for them to move away from the nucleus, they need to gain energy or absorb energy, so they're going to be absorbing the energy, whereas if they come closer, they lose energy or they emit it, they send it out. And anytime you're emitting energy, you emit a photon, which is a particle of light. And then one more thing I want. So excited state and ground state is the last little thing we're going to look at here. The definitions of these, ground state is the lowest possible energy level an electron can be at. It's its ground state. It's grounded. It's the lowest energy level it can be at, whereas an excited state is the energy level higher than ground state, so it's one level up. Okay, so when an electron falls to a lower energy level, a photon is emitted, which I just stated in the last slide. So as things go from excited state to ground state, so it's going from a higher level to a lower level, it emits that photon. As you can see in this picture here, it's a little hard to see in this picture here, but you can see it a little better in your notes. Okay. So when an electron is moving from a lower energy level to a higher energy level, energy must be absorbed, which we already know as well, or gained so that it can go up through absorption. So as you can see here, we're going from an energy level of 3 to an energy level of 2 and emitting a photon, where energy equals Planck's constant times frequency. They're showing frequency as F, not as V. Okay, so a photon is given off when an electron is jumping from a high level to a low level. That is for sure the last notes we're going to go over today. Please let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.